Okay, so today I'm doing my picks for week 3 of the NFL season. So, Chiefs Falcons, I definitely got the Chiefs, but they definitely got to clean it up. Defensively, they've been able to get some good stops, and then they kind of tire out and mistakes are made. Patrick with 2 interceptions in the last game. I mean, really, the holding calls are killing them as well. So, yeah, they got to lock in. And I also got to get Travis Kelce involved more because he had 1 catch last game, and the streets are like, maybe he's washed and maybe he just needs to wait to turn out into the playoffs. Yeah, they just really have to improve. They really have to improve because they've literally won by a few points their first 2 games and stuff like that. And so, I don't know. Falcons just won and everything. But you know what? I'm going to give it to the Chiefs. Even though Patrick threw 2 interceptions, they still found a way to get the win. So I'm going to give it to them. But Falcons are hungry. Defense made some good plays, and they won. So I could see it going that way, but I'm going to keep my faith in the Chiefs, my favorite team. For Thursday Night Football, I'm going to give it to the Jets. They just won last week and everything. Aaron Rodgers is back. Have a decent defense, even though they need to, work some more. But, I'm going to give it to the Jets. And for Sunday, so Houston versus Minnesota, definitely got Houston. Already off to a really strong start. I think that CJ Stroud looks great. Defense is hungry. So I definitely think that they will get the win. But Minnesota has a good defense. Sam Darnold's been, playing well, but I'm going to give it to Houston. For Philadelphia and New Orleans, after what happened last week, Philadelphia, and with how well that New Orleans has been doing, I'm going to give it to them. The Eagles could win this game, but their defense missed some crucial tackles and stuff like that, and there was just times where they should have ran the ball and they didn't, and yeah, I think that they got to get it together with the play calling and stuff like that, and the defense has to be better. I feel like they look better in week 1 than week 2, honestly, so they got to clean it up. They have a chance to win, but honestly, with New Orleans, the way they've been playing, I'm going to actually give it to them. And then New York Giants versus Cleveland. Unfortunately, I'm going to give it to Cleveland. Yeah. And then Chicago versus Indianapolis. I think that I will give it to Indy actually this time because Caleb Williams, he played well in the beginning, and then the offensive line and all that stuff, the interceptions really killed him. I think the defense is good and maybe they could turn it around. That's how he won his first start, but I'm gonna give it to Indy. I know that Anthony Richardson just threw 3 interceptions, so hopefully they clean it up, but I don't know, I think that they'll win that one. Next up, got the LA Chargers versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think that the Chargers are going to win this one. Jim Harbaugh, he's up there doing well. They got Justin Herbert at quarterback. I think that they're probably a better team right now. Pittsburgh, I think Justin Fields has done what he's needed to do so far, but I think them winning, they're going to lose this game. That's how I'm seeing it right now. We'll see what happens, but I got the Chargers. And then Denver, Tampa Bay. Bo Nix has been struggling with the interceptions and stuff like that, and, he'll get better in time, but Tampa, I thought that they were going to lose versus the Lions, and they didn't. Baker Mayfield's been playing well, so I think Tampa's going to win that game. Green Bay versus Tennessee. I'm going to give it to Green Bay. Jordan Love is out, but the backup won the game, and they're going against the Titans, and Will Levis, with all these turnovers and all these stupid plays, he keeps losing them games. So I'm not expecting him to clean it up now, so I'm going to give it to Green Bay. The Panthers versus the Raiders. The Raiders, but, I mean, it is what it is. Then we got Miami versus Seattle. Tua's out right now. They got Skylar Thompson at quarterback. So Seattle's going to win this game. Baltimore versus Dallas. I think this is interesting. Dallas getting blown out by New Orleans. Really? I didn't expect that. I really thought that they were actually going to win that game. But Baltimore, they're going to be more hungry for it because they've lost 2 games and everything. So I think that they just really need to lock in because how you get beat by the Raiders? Yeah, they're really going to be more hungry for it. So I'm going to pick Baltimore this time. I could see Dallas winning, but I'm going to pick Baltimore. Detroit versus Arizona. Kyler Murray had a great game. He did. Shout out to him. Perfect passer rating. He had the touchdowns. Detroit, they just lost, though. I'm going to give it to Detroit. I think that they're going to come back. San Francisco just lost, and to the Vikings nonetheless, and are against the Rams, who looked pitiful last week, and they have the injuries with Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua, so I think that San Francisco will win this game, but they need to lock in, because losing like that, unacceptable. And then we have the Jaguars and the Bills. Bills are off to a perfect 2-0 start. They're running the ball more. Josh Allen is making some smart plays. He's not throwing a whole lot of interceptions, and when he doesn't do that, he puts his team in a better position to win. I think the new offensive coordinator, I believe his name is Joe Brady, I think he's doing good things. The defense is looking good. They got some interceptions, I think that they will win this game. Jaguars are 0-2. I expect it to be 0-3. That simple. And then the Commanders and the Bengals. The Commanders just did win by a field goal, but Bengals just lost. So they're definitely going to be hungry, especially by 1 point to the Chiefs. So I'm going to take the Bengals to win this. I mean, Joe Burrow, I think that he looked really good last week, so I'm not going to put that loss on him. Honestly, I'd probably put that on the defense and stuff like that, and those crucial penalties, and what Jamar did with the unsportsmanlike conduct, and, putting the Chiefs in good field position. So, yeah. But I think Bengals are going to turn it around, and I think they get their first win of the season. Okay, so these are my predictions from last week. Just wanted to go over it and show you guys how I'm doing with my track record on that. Predicted for the Chiefs to win. They did. I made the video after the Bills already won. I predicted them to win, but I made the video after, so I'm not going to count that. And then the Raiders were able to pull the upset with the Ravens, and I predicted the Ravens to win, so, that's a loss for me. And the Chargers won over the Panthers, so I got that correct. And then next up, I thought the Cowboys were going to win. They didn't. Thought the Lions were going to win. They didn't. The Packers ended up pulling up the win over the Colts, which I didn't expect. Browns ended up pulling the win, which I didn't expect. And the Vikings also got the win over the 49ers. So I literally got all of that wrong. And then I predicted the Patriots to win. They didn't. I thought the Jets were going to win. They did. Commanders ended up winning. I was right on that. The Cardinals got the win. 41-10 is crazy. The Steelers ended up getting the win as I predicted. The Texans won, and then the Eagles lost. So that brings me to 6-9 for this past week. And so hopefully next week I do better and I get more of them right. But to be fair, it was the week of the upset. So yeah, the fact that all these teams were able to pull out a win was something that I wasn't anticipating and stuff like that. But yeah, that's going to be my picks for week 3. Let me know who you guys expect to win in week 3. And then before you see this, I will have posted my review for week 2. So you guys can also check that out as well. And I've done a bunch of videos on the NFL. I have them at the end screen and I also have them at the end of this video. You can like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed it. And I'll see you next week.